you, Dan. And Tony, thank you. We got our picture taken for the Alumni Gazette, William and Mary. Anyway, it's a delight to be back here today. It seems like a long time, and many of you remember, like I do, the 7 years it took. And they were difficult years. For us, they were so challenging, because just like today, people say, how on earth could you vote against something like this? Well, the first vote that we ever participated in was when the NRA was trying to defeat or to put forth a bill that would absolutely do away with the '68 Gun Control Act. And I got involved because it was right at that time when my son, who was then 6, just had been a little boy when Jim was first hurt. Anyway, we were riding in a friend's truck out in Illinois, visiting my husband's family, and I looked down, and Scott had in his hand what I thought was a toy, and I thought, oh, what a great learning experience to tell him to be careful and never point a gun at anyone. And I took it out of his hands, and my heart just fell. It was a fully loaded 22 special, just like the one that had been used in the assassination attempt. So I decided to get involved. I got back to Washington, and I heard that the NRA was taking up this bill. I called them. It was 7 o'clock at night. And who knows who answered, probably a security guard. And I told them I'm going to make it my life's work to do away with the NRA. Well, it's been a lot of years, and we certainly haven't done away with the NRA. But we were successful in passing the Brady law. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy. You have to visit those members of Congress. You have to tag them and decide how much work you're going to have to put into each one. You have to work on the home level. You have to make sure that you're getting their constituents to call in. You have to get help doing this. You can't do it alone. You have to appeal to other groups. That takes a long time. But it was so worth it. We had several votes where we lost. And then in '91, we actually did pass it, but because we didn't have a president who would sign it, we had to come back again and do the same work over again. But then we were successful. And what a feeling that is, to know that you put together a team who really helped tug at the heartstrings of people all over the country. There was so much excitement around it. The press, thank you, had made sure that people across the country knew how hard we were working. And it was really because of my husband, Jim, because he was such a good speaker and a good advocate for this. As a matter of fact, one of the stories I always think about is that he was in California, and it was the week before the election. In fact, it was just coming on the weekend. And it was Senator Durbin, but he was congressman at the time, was running. And his opponents put in the newspaper a story about Jim Brady selling assault weapons. And it